All right, let's just get right into it. If you're out there feeling anxious, frustrated, or just stuck when it comes to dating, I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably because you're running on a set of myths that are actively working against you. So today, we're going to tear those myths down piece by piece. This quote right here, it gets to the absolute core of the problem. If you're struggling, the main reason isn't your looks, it's not your money, it's not your game, it's the crazy, unrealistic fantasy about women that you've built up inside your own head. Let's just be blunt. That fantasy, the one you've soaked up from movies, from porn, from everywhere, it's the direct cause of your dating failures. It's the root of your anxiety. It's the reason you feel so damn powerless all the time. Take a look at these symptoms and be honest with yourself, right? Some of these probably hit a little too close to home. That constant anxiety, that feeling like you have to hide your flaws, the sense that women are these all-powerful, godlike creatures you can't touch. I need you to understand, these are not your personal failings. They're the direct result of buying into a cultural mythology that's just plain wrong.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem. But here's the good news. There's a secret. A single fundamental truth that, once you really truly get it, will completely flip the script on how you see and interact with women forever.
So what is it? What's this big secret that women might seem to be guarding, but on some deeper level, they're actually hoping you figure out? Here it is. The secret is, women are just people. They're flawed, imperfect, often wounded human beings, walking around with their own baggage, exactly like you are. And let me be crystal clear, that is not a put-down. It's the most loving and liberating truth you can possibly grasp, because it's the only foundation for a real, genuine connection. So you basically have two options. You can keep putting women on a pedestal, which only ever leads to a weird power dynamic that breeds anxiety and eventually resentment, or you can bring her down to equal ground. That's where connection happens, that's where respect lives, and that's where you find your own confidence. Trust me, a healthy woman doesn't want to be on your pedestal. She wants to be seen for who she really is. All right, so let's get into the first big myth. This is the idea that women are somehow these perfect, superior beings, more emotionally evolved, more self-aware, basically goddesses you could never possibly measure up to. Let's get real for a minute. That perfect goddess idea completely falls apart when you look at reality. 1 in 3 women in the US will be sexually abused before they turn 18. Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't a point about pity, it's about empathy. It's about understanding that the person you've elevated to this divine status might be carrying some incredibly deep, invisible wounds. It's about seeing their humanity. And beyond that trauma, you've got the day-to-day stuff. Statistically, women deal with higher rates of anxiety and depression. They're battling crippling self-esteem issues thanks to impossible beauty standards. They even attempt suicide more often than men. So again, the point here isn't to put women down. The point is to wake you up. They aren't better than you. They aren't more evolved. They are human. Okay, on to myth number 2. This is the idea that women are these impossibly complicated creatures, like a secret code you can never crack. It's a belief that just keeps guys feeling confused and constantly on the back foot. But what if you're just asking the wrong question? Instead of, why is she so complicated? What if you asked, is she just looking for security? Because a lot of the time, underneath all that behavior that seems so complex is a really simple core drive. So this means when she gets emotional or acts in a way you don't understand, your job isn't to solve her, it's to be the stable one. Step 1, try to figure out what just made her feel unsafe. Step 2, lovingly detach. Do not get on the emotional roller coaster with her. And 3, you set the tone. You take the lead. Your stability is the security she's actually looking for. All right, let's hit a big one. Myth number 3, the friend zone lie. This is the belief that if you can just be her buddy, be the nice guy, you can eventually, somehow, leverage that friendship into a relationship. Man, this strategy isn't just a failure, it's terrible foreplay. Read this quote, and then read it again. This is one of the rawest, most direct truths about attraction you will ever hear. A woman decides she's attracted to you, then she wants to get to know you. You can't reverse the order. Trying to be her friend first is a complete misunderstanding of how female attraction actually works. Part of this means you have to get out of what the source calls the nursery. The nursery is where you spend all your time in totally non-sexual relationships with women, your mom, your sisters, your purely platonic friends. All that does is normalize sexless interactions, and it kills your sexual vibe. If you want a girlfriend, you have to actually spend time around women where sex is on the table. So all of this brings us to the final, and frankly, the most important shift you have to make. It's the difference between being a beggar hoping for a slice of someone else's cake and being the guy who bakes his own damn cake.
So what is the cake? The cake is your life. It's your purpose, your mission. It's your passions, your hobbies, your group of guy friends. It's the full, interesting, awesome life that you are responsible for building for yourself.
And a woman? A great woman is the icing on that cake. She's the awesome addition that makes the amazing life you've already built even better. But she cannot be the cake itself. If you're looking for a woman to be your purpose, to be your source of happiness, you will always end up empty-handed and resentful. You need to burn this into your brain. The more power you give a woman to make you happy, the more power you're giving her to make you absolutely miserable. Your happiness is your job, period. The second you outsource that responsibility, you give someone else the power to destroy you. So I'll leave you with this question. Forget about getting the girl for a minute and ask yourself this, for real, are you actively building a life that a high-quality woman would actually be excited to join? Or are you just sitting around, waiting for someone else to come along and build that life for you? The answer to that question, well, it changes everything.